Vengeance by George Willson. Epilogue. Athena and Darla were taken immediately by Quired into another part of the hospital that was staffed and had the medical tools he required to put Athena and Darla back together. We found Ashley still curled up and unconscious in the wardrobe where the women had placed her to keep her safe. We brought her to the room where Athena and Darla were being taken care of, and she woke up after a little smelling salts. After their stitches and a firm command to rest for a few days to let their bodies recover, I agreed to take them all home, and Quired decided to walk with us to my car. As we walked down the hall, we saw Kathy being wheeled on a stretcher into a different room to be cared for under heavy guard. "What made you come after us?" Athena asked me as we reached the elevator. "I was reading the public records we have on all of you again, to see if there was anything that might make one of you a killer. And I discovered Brackett is your friend Kathy's maiden name," I told them. "It's Kathy Michaels, isn't it?" Athena said flatly. I nodded. "She married Hank Michaels about 6 years ago when they were in college," I continued. "Her family helped to put him through. He left her 2 years later after they graduated, but there was never any divorce filed. She killed him on their anniversary." Quired added, "Tonight, she used her clearance as an employee here to get past security at the gate. That's the only way she could get to you, and that is certainly something we never even considered." "Well, we have her now," I assured them, "so you have nothing to worry about. We'll take good care of her." "I hope so," Athena said. "How is it she lived next door to you, and Hank never knew who she was?" Darla asked. Athena shrugged, ashamed of her relative obliviousness through this ordeal. "I never saw her when he was home," Athena said. "I told him about her, but he didn't seem to care. I'm not sure if he realized it or not. The one day they almost crossed paths, she skipped out the back door as he walked in. I guess I know why now." We didn't say much else about it. Kathy would only be in the mental health facility until she stabilized, at which time we would move her to a cell and take care of her there. I dropped off the 3 of them, checked their individual premises, including the approval of Ashley staying with her boyfriend, who popped up almost as soon as we arrived at her dorm. Can't be too careful, really. His constant presence was likely what kept her alive. Darla's apartment was also clear, and finally the house where it all began. I walked the perimeter inside and out to make sure no one had decided to help Kathy, which I had doubted at the time. Satisfied that all was well, I bid her a good night, and went home to bid myself one as well. It rained on the way home, and while I was not happy with how it turned out, I was grateful that some of them survived, and that we caught our killer. But was it over? As Athena slept in her bed peacefully for the first time in many days, the rain gave her the white noise she needed to cover those bumps and groans that houses tend to make. It was fortunate, because if she had been the least bit restless, and was looking out the window when the lightning flashed that night, she would have seen a shadow standing outside her window, watching her sleep. To be continued.